Welcome everyone to Couch Potatoes and Sports Tragics.
Tragic.
We've got Jetsetter Jordan here opposite me.
Yes, I'm grounded.
He's grounded.
I'm grounded
What
for
have you
a couple
done?
of weeks. I'm going to Yeppoon in a couple of weeks.
Oh my God.
And then back. This is like the pickleball craze.
Oh, okay.
So it becomes a lifestyle.
Well,
the old pickleball.
Pickleball has been mentioned as a possible Olympic sport, and we're talking about Olympics this time.
Yes, we are, and it
we
should
are.
be.
It's only, I think it's
crazy.
18 days to the Olympics, which is 18 sleeps. Unless you're an insomniac, it's 2 sleeps.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're an insomniac, you'd be loving it at the moment with Wimbledon. If you're a sports insomniac,
True.
We've had the French Open, which is it's, I think 10 or 11 o'clock at night, isn't it, on the East Coast here?
Oh, I'm not sure. I haven't been watching. Look, Wimbledon, we will do something on Wimbledon because grass court tennis is the best tennis, as far as I'm concerned. We grew up on that, and Australians were great at it. And would you believe that tennis was in the very first Olympics as well?
Was it?
Was. I'll get to that. Have you heard of a guy called Edwin Flack?
No.
Edwin Flack. You never heard of Edwin Flack?
I should have heard of Edwin Flack.
So, well, he was our very first gold medalist at the Olympics. Yeah.
Flacco.
In Athens.
Good old Flacky.
Yeah, Edwin Flack, 1896. I remember him because...
That was in Athens. Was that in Athens?
Athens, it was,
It was.
Athens.
There
It was...
I knew where he was.
The Olympic Games was... The modern Olympics was all put together by a French guy. Look, I have got his name here somewhere. I will have it in a minute, but that's all right. Oh, yeah, Pierre de Coubertin.
Yeah.
I'll probably pronounce that wrong, but I'll do it in a French accent. Pierre de Coubertin.
Bit of a
there you go.
Boring name, even with an accent, mate. So I'm very impressed that you did. Bloody boring name, mate.
It's a boring name.
After Flack.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it's hard to.
Yeah, well,
hard to follow
Edwin Flack. And look, there was only 240-something competitors at the very first games, the very first Olympiad.
Well, they had to pay for their own way, didn't they, and all that
Pretty
kind of
much.
stuff.
And but it was obviously it was the biggest event of its kind. No international, really had been nothing like it
Well, everyone
beforehand.
had to catch ships. I mean, how would you get the word out? By the time you got the word, it would have missed it.
Edwin Flack had to, I think he was on a train for 6 days. He was already in Europe, and he decided to enter it, and he was Australia's lone representative. And he competed in the 800 metres track and the 1500 metres track, and he won them both.
What?
He won them both. And then he also went in the tennis. He played doubles. He played singles in the tennis.
Well, if you're there, you might as well, why not just throw into everything?
Yeah, and he played in the mixed doubles. Now, there was no women allowed to play. No women were allowed at the first Olympics. So mixed doubles, he played with a guy from another country.
Okay.
So, but he didn't do any good.
Okay. So.
Well, he sort of did do good, and I'll get to that. He didn't actually, when he won the two events, the 800 and the 1500, he didn't actually win a gold medal because they handed out silver medals and a copper medal for second, and they gave no bronze medal.
Okay.
And so in his mixed doubles event, he actually made the semi-finals, and so he didn't get a medal. But in 2008, I think the IOC gave medals for that. It only took them nearly over 100 years.
I'm back. What took that long to get through the committee, probably.
Exactly, all the red tape, you know what it's like, big committees.
Finally paid everyone off to get it happening.
Well, I go there, will we? So
I'd actually forgotten about that. A big scandal.
Took 114 years for him to get his bronze medal, and but Edwin Flack was our very first Olympian and Olympic champion. Now there was only. There wasn't very many medals. There was 200 and something Greek athletes, and about 40 athletes from all around. I think the USA sent a bit of a team, and
Greece versus the rest.
And I think they won about 17 medals or something. But Greece won 65% of the medals, obviously, because they had 200 people.
Just weight of numbers, mate.
Sheer weight of numbers. But that was the very first.
Every game was something to do with the Athenians.
Well, would have. Well, a Greek guy won the marathon, of course, which was is one of the premier events, the lead events, the marathon. But talking about marathon, I've got a good story here.
It's an important part of history, 490 BC, I think it was.
Absolutely. And I can't think of the guy's name, but...
Herodotus wrote up about it.
Yeah, well, he ran 26 miles, 385 yards, which is the equivalent to 42 kilometres, which is what it's run over now.
I think he dropped dead, didn't he? But Herodotus,
I think he might have.
Herodotus was known for a good story. He did want to sell his books.
Well, how did you pronounce that again?
What, Herodotus?
Oh, I thought you said eroticus.
Oh, mate. But I won't be asking you questions.
Look, Jordan is a bit sick at the moment, so we will sterilise him afterwards. But,
make me laugh like that. Yeah, that almost killed me.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, very interesting. Talking about marathons, very interesting story from St. Louis, 1904. The third Olympics, the first one obviously in America, and a guy called Frederick Laws won the marathon, and he looked decidedly fresh after he'd won it.
Ooh.
And they found out later, not long after, that he'd driven in a car for 17.7 kilometres. So that's the reason he looked a bit fresh.
Yeah, okay.
And, of course, he got banned for life and lost his medal. And, I think a guy called Thomas Hicks. The actual winner, Thomas Hicks, was near collapse and hallucinating by the end of the race. So there was a bit of a difference between his condition and Frederick Laws, who looked a little bit fresh.
Laws probably spiked his drink. That's why he was hallucinating.
Well,
and then jumped in the car and said, "So long, suckers, you just imagined it." I wasn't in the car, mate. You're hallucinating.
That's right, yeah. I was tripping,
Jeez,
man.
Mate, yeah. What's wrong with you people?
But talking about hallucinating, and there was only 2 drink stations for the whole marathon.
Okay.
And
that was in his car.
Yeah. But this Thomas Hicks, as I said, he was near collapse and hallucinating by the end of the race. A side effect of being administered brandy, raw eggs, and strychnine by his trainers.
Strychnine.
And he won.
Strychnine, in spite of it.
In spite of it. There was only 2 sources of water for the competitors. A water tower at 6 miles, which is 9.7 kilometres.
So you had to climb a tower.
Yeah, true. It was an obstacle course.
If you want water, you're going to earn it.
And more water at the 20-kilometre mark. Apparently, a guy called James Edward Sullivan was a chief organiser of the Olympics, and he set up no other water sources along the 24 miles and 1,500 yards course of the marathon, so he could conduct a research on purposeful dehydration. There you go. The 1904 marathon.
I reckon his money was on the guy in the car. What was his name again?
Frederick Laws.
Laws, yeah. I think he.
I think
we might dig deeper here. I think there's a bigger story here. This is a massive Olympic scandal.
Well, it was at the time. I mean, we've had other scandals in marathons. The Boston Marathon, some South American girl won that, and she. They found out that she hadn't run anywhere near the distance. That was in the 80s, I think. But what's your... And we'll stick to the Summer Olympics here.
Okay.
You got any... growing up, do you remember any great sort of event or feat by an Australian?
Well, I actually think it was the Cotton. I know. It's just digressing a little bit, but I do remember a big... It was a Commonwealth game, so this is how deep this goes. I'm a big Matilda. That was
in Brisbane.
I think I was scarred from something like 10 or 12. You know how people got a thing with clowns? I got a problem with Matildas, you know.
Oh, okay.
It's not our Matildas, of course. They're awesome. But yes. And then they forgot Tasmania, so that was a bit endless, wasn't it? So looking at the Olympic Games.
Well, what's the earliest Olympic Games you can remember?
Actually, I'll tell you a quick little story.
Yep.
So for the 2000 Olympic Games, so we actually rented our house out.
Sydney, yeah.
Yeah, we ended up in Vietnam. And I can't remember where we were staying, so in Ho Chi Minh City. And anyway, the elevator opened on the 5th floor, and it said, "The Australian Consulate welcomes all our Vietnamese guests to the opening of the Olympic Games." So, of course, my then wife and I, we went up and put our best clothes on, which I think were, I think we had shoes, put our best jeans on, put a shirt on, rocked in as Australian diplomats.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we were eating the caviar, drinking the beer, having like this. And
Foster's?
Yeah, I think it was Foster's.
It would have been Foster's back in those days.
So there we go. That was a great Olympic moment.
Yeah, look, I remember my first one I can remember is 1968, Mexico, and we had Ron Clark was the 10,000 metres world record holder and the hot favourite. But he made the big mistake of not really training at high altitude. And, he was quite a bad failure at the 10,000. I think he even struggled to nearly finish it.
Because he didn't have brandy and strychnine. That's probably why.
Well, that's right. Raw eggs
would have balanced him out.
Yeah. Well, what he was lacking was a lot of oxygen. That's for sure. Because he really struggled to finish the race, and he was the world record holder and the hot favourite. But I do remember from the '68 Olympics the Black Panther salute by the two Americans on the dais, and that was with an Australian guy who won the silver. That was from the 400-metre race, and I'm trying to think of the Australian guy's name, Peter Noonan or something. I can't remember his name, but he passed away recently. And the Black Panther. Do you remember the Black Panther salute they did? It was they did it on the medal dais. It was made headlines all around the world.
What year are you talking about?
68.
It's not possible for me to remember that.
Well, you could have seen videotapes of it.
No, man.
Could have seen videotapes.
60s is some sort of, something people talk about, mate.
72.
A young whippersnapper like myself.
1972, I remember Shane Gould. Now, she was only 15, and she won.
Shane Gould, that's a big name.
Big name. And I'll tell you how big a name it is. And obviously...
Was it that long ago?
72.
Wow.
Yeah, she was 15 years old.
Yeah.
She won 3 gold medals. She won the 200 and the 400 freestyle, I think it was, and the 200 medley, all in world record time. She was the first male or female to win 3 gold medals and break the world record at the same time. And she won a silver and a bronze. She was like the golden girl of Australian sport, and really... at the age of 16, she retired.
Yeah, she got having a family and...
Yeah, she disappeared.
Yeah.
The pressure was too much.
Yeah.
But, look, Shane Gould really has claim to being the greatest swimmer of all time, the GOAT of swimming.
Okay.
And the reason for that is...
That's a big call.
It is a big call, and I have written about Shane. I've done a little YouTube story on her. She is the only freestyle swimmer... And we're talking freestyle. She's the only freestyle swimmer to hold the 100, 200, 400, 800 and 1,500 metre records all at the same time.
You're joking.
She did that between December 1971 and September 1972, I think 236 days. Plus she held the 200 metre individual medley world record as well. Now, no male or female athlete. Now, that's speed and stamina. Everything. That is the ultimate.
I'm hearing you.
That's the ultimate swimmer. So that's Shane Gould. Now, I rate her the greatest of all time for that reason. Now, we've got obviously...
I get like the 100, which is a sprint, and then the 1,500. I mean, obviously today you specialise because it's just so competitive.
Absolutely. It is.
And I understand too, like 2 laps underwater. I get it.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
She swam apparently at that Olympics 4,200 metres to win all those events. That was her. And she had to do... I think 12 swims in 8 days, and she won all those.
I wonder what her parents were like, or dad, or something like that. I'm sure there's something behind that.
Could be something behind that. But, of course, we got Dawn Fraser, speaking of other greats. Dawn, she's 86
now.
That's
what I was going to say. If you saying Shane Gould.
56, 60, 64. She won the 100 freestyle. She was the first person, male or female, to win a gold medal in the same event at 3 Olympics.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It's been done a few times since then.
She did it was ridiculous. Didn't she get banned or something?
She got banned for pulling down the Japanese flag or something, a bit of a tomboy thing, and she got banned for 10 years. So, I mean, that is one of the great crimes of Australian sport, that is.
Once again, sounds like there's a smell a rat.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there'll be a whole story on that one. And, of course, Dawn was the first woman to break the 1 minute for 100 metres freestyle.
Okay.
Which made her...
Was she also an icon, like I say, your Shane Goulds and things like that? She must have had some sort of influence.
Oh, she was a mentor to all those. She's been heavily involved in Australian swimming and Australian sport. And... so there's a couple of early moments that I remember vividly as a kid. So what's the earliest one you can remember? Is there anything?
Australian, just trying to remember. There was a guy, what I'd like, and I have to look them up, but I can't focus too much on it. It's like these these sports, especially track, that we would go okay at. Because, I mean, swimming, we would give the Americans a bit of a run for their money, like in swimming. But then it comes to week 2 of the Olympics where it's all track, and you're not seeing a lot of the Aussies.
Well, you're talking genetically, like black Americans.
Yeah. That's right.
Much faster muscle twitch fibres.
Exactly.
Genetically,
Yeah.
But we have got a good contender.
But not just that. And I'm saying, but there was some little one. I have a look. I mean, there was a lady who won the javelin. Who was that guy who came second in pole vault?
We won a pole vault.
Long jump.
Steve Hooker.
Yeah. So
he won the pole vault.
These are the sort of stories I like to hear. Not taking anything away from our amazing swimming, but there's just these ones that you pull it out of the bag. These guys you haven't heard of. Shooting we were pretty good at.
Archery sometimes. But shooting we have been
pretty good at.
Pretty good at shooting. We failed miserably at men's hockey. We've gone in nearly as a favourite every time, and
like the All
we
Blacks.
haven't won many. well, we are a gold medal contender in the Australian women's sevens. They're on top of the world championship at the moment. So that's a big chance there. For
hockey
medal.
we've always. Who are hockey? It's like Netherlands,
India.
Us,
there's
Pakistan.
All those sides. There's
Always saw us as
well, they all play it. I mean, Germany, Spain, they all play sort of.
But let's think about cycling. We're good at.
We're good at cycling. We are.
Rowing, always awesome foursome, of course.
Rowing, yes, we are good at rowing.
Nothing like a good little rhyming name to get yourself in the memory.
Absolutely.
Good acronym.
Well, a bit of branding there for them.
And cycling. Who was it Mears?
Anna Mears.
Anna Mears, that's it.
Well, we had Russell Mockridge back in the 50s, who unfortunately he was a great cyclist, and he was killed in a road race, was hit by a truck or something in a road race. I mean, it's I just look at some of the guys and gals who ride their bikes on the road round here. I think they're dicing with death. It's incredible. And a lot of the time they don't wear high vis at all. I don't know what they're thinking.
Byron, they don't wear helmets anyway.
Yeah, well,
that's Byron.
They don't wear anything, do they? As we brought up in a podcast a couple of goes.
Well, a
bit of the nude bike riding.
Never did follow through on our Naked Olympics, did we?
No. Well, we'll have to do something about it.
I think it's there waiting for us.
Could be a money spinner for us.
Waiting.
Could be a money spinner for us. But look, we're good at a lot of events, but track's one of my favourites. But apart from Sally, I can't even think of her name. She won the 110 metre hurdles.
But you go back, of course, Betty Cuthbert. There's some big names.
Yeah. Well, Betty Cuthbert, 56, 60, 64. She won. She might have even won the 100 in all of those. She won, I think, 4 gold medals at the 56. And, we were at Raylene Boyle in the 70s, who was dudded out of gold medals by the East Germans. Another conspiracy there.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's somebody appeared out of nowhere, and they're like built freaking fridges,
brick shithouses is what you were going to say, I know.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, for sure. But look, back to 1972, and he wasn't an Australian, but look, it made headlines all around the world. It was Mark Spitz, the American swimmer. He won 7 gold medals at Munich.
Yeah.
And that wasn't broken until Phelps did it in the early 2000s. He got 8, and I think he must have about 20-something gold medals. I don't know how many Michael Phelps has got now. And of course, swimming, like Ian Thorpe and Grant Hackett. I do love watching the 1500 in the swimming. It's such a great tactical race, lap after lap after lap. It's great viewing.
Just having a look, like over the years, athlete sport, very dominant in swimming. Equestrian. That's what I was trying to think of.
We are good at equestrian.
Equestrian, yeah. Sneak up on that one.
We do.
And boxing.
Boxing, yeah. Definitely.
So 2000 Olympics. What was our most successful? Was it 2000 Olympics?
Well, I think we've been going well the last few. I think 2000, I think we might have. Kathy Freeman, of course, that great 400-metre run, but everyone stopped the nation, that one.
And remember she put the suit on, like the space suit?
Yep.
I think everyone's wearing them now, though.
I'm not sure.
I went for a little bit of a trend there, didn't it?
It was a bit of a trend.
So like a wing keel sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think you'd be overheating, to be honest.
It's true.
But certainly looked good, and that was a tremendous. Is one of the great moments in Australian sport up there with what's his name? His 1,000th goal.
Oh, well,
Buddy.
Not Buddy.
Buddy's 1,000th goal. That's up there with great Australian sporting moments. For sure.
Just having a look at the back of the day, the 1932 with the traditional blazers and that. When did the Olympics actually switch from being amateur to, well, I guess it's amateur now, but
oh no, it's
when did the government jump
now.
in and start putting? We put mega millions into that.
Well, we do. We still do.
Johnny Howard started that, or was it before him?
Not sure, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Gina Reinhardt's pumped a fair bit of money into our swim team. She's backed them to the hilt. And there's another sport, basketball. We go all right. We punch above our weight in basketball. Yeah, we do. And we've got, I'm not sure whether Paddy Mills and all those are playing. I think he is. I think he's playing.
He's incredible, Paddy Mills.
Yeah, I think he's playing. We might be a chance of a medal there. In the women's sport, in the women's basketball, we've got, trying to think of her name. She's made a comeback for her 5th Olympics.
This is actually really interesting. We had 2 athletes in 1904.
2 athletes in 1904. Well, our team doubled.
That's right.
Since 1896.
Oh, Flacky. What happened to Flacky?
Well, you know what? He never competed again in athletics.
Got too much flack.
I
wonder if that's where the saying came from.
He went off to a farm, I think.
Flack would be from war.
He went off to a farm in Victoria or someplace and retired, basically.
Put him out the pasture, did they?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah, Frederick Lane won 2 gold medals.
Well, there was a famous Australian swimmer. Was it Beaurepaire? Yeah, Sir Frank Beaurepaire was a famous Australian swimmer. He won gold medals back in the turn of the century, and of course, he started the tyre business, Beaurepaire's.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think Australia came about, let's think about the Olympics. I think Australia sort of came of age in 2000 Olympics.
Well, yeah, it's pretty big event, and so was the 56 Olympics, and that was held at the MCG. They did a lot of work at the MCG there and built that up to a world-class stadium.
I mean, we talk about Ian Thorpe and Grant Hackett
Yep.
as well. I mean, they were huge.
Certainly were. And the
Susie O'Neill, of course.
Yeah, in swimming. But what about the our men's 4x100 relay in the swimming? They had a name too. What was their name? What was their nickname? The Dream Teamers.
Beach volleyball, canoeing. We do all right. Diving.
We've always done well at diving, and Jessica Fox is in the kayaking. She's great. She's won some silvers or golds. Jessica Fox. Michael Diamond was the shooter. He was a good shooter. He was from Goulburn.
Yeah.
Look, we might wind this one up. We'll wind this one up. We're going to be doing a few more podcasts on the Olympics in the coming weeks. We might do a Wimbledon one as well because, as I said, I love the grass court. Australians were brought up on grass courts.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that we sort of got rid of Kooyong there. It was one of the great tournaments.
Well, we've had a good lead up for the Olympics. I think now when we some Olympic ones, we'll go hard. I think when
we'll go hard. We'll look at who are the favourites, and as I say, the Australian women's sevens team is one of the favourites up there. A lot. We should win a swag of medals in the swimming.
Yeah,
we're half a chance with the basketball of getting a minor medal.
We should have a bit of a look, and then we'll choose like 3 smokies, 3 ones that are like...
Okay, we'll make a prediction.
Yeah, we're like...
Keep an eye on them.
Like, who the hell are these people? And because there's always someone.
Yeah, well, there's the Stephen Bradburys of the world.
There are the Stephen Bradburys. I know you said don't talk about the Winter Olympics, but holy shit, man. I mean, what
a great moment in Australian sport.
What the hell happened there? That's just Aussie the whole way. It
is.
Like, never give up, down and out, and out they go.
And just the way he threw the hands up in the air and that famous photo going across the leg and going, what the fuck?
I like how the other guys are all scrounging and trying to, stick their
crawling along the ground, trying to get over the line and
slipping on their ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So we will wind this one up, and we'll bring plenty more in the next few weeks. The Olympics, as I said, it's 18 sleeps away, 2 sleeps away if you're an insomniac. So we'll endeavour to bring you some more podcasts and some smokies. As Jordan said, some smokies.
I love the smokies.
Yeah. So it's good night from me,
Jetsetter Jordan, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, we'll catch you all next time. Cheers.
See ya.